Hi, it's Marina the Soul Alchemist. It's time to pick your own card, weekly guidance, and we are doing it for the 19th through to the 25th of June. Oh my gosh, gone back in time or gone forward. August, and it's a super rare blue full moon in Aquarius on Monday as well. So we've got this extra potent energy to do some beautiful release work if we should choose to do that. And I would encourage you to use your Akashic Records to help with that moon release, because you're going to go so much deeper and you can collapse timelines whilst you do that release. So not just looking at this kind of like conscious part of what it is that you want to release, you can kind of release all the karmic stuff along with it. So, you know me, I like to multi-layer my magic and multitask to save time and energy. So these cards are going to support you with the beautiful energies that we're being gifted this week. And I'm using the Akashic Oracle card deck, which is a modality in a box. And I'm excited to share that I have launched the early bird of my certification. I am doing an Oracle card certification, which is going to be, it's still in process in terms of putting down the details. But essentially, it's going to take you from a novice using these cards to a master. And as I say, it's a modality in a box. It's not just a deck of cards. This is a whole healing system that comes with the cards as well. So we're going to go much deeper with how to use these cards to create really positive impact in your life and also in your clients' lives. So if you want to find out a little bit more about that, I will drop the details in the comments below, so you can have a look at the very loose information that I have. Of course, reach out and ask me questions, and it's on an early bird price at the moment until the 9th of September. So this week, it's all about relationships. That is the bonus card, but it's also the theme, and it's our different types of relationships that we have that underpin certain aspects of our experience, our human experience. And so obviously, you've got your main focus with the card that you picked. And if you've picked all three cards, fabulous. If you've not, I would encourage you to listen to the other aspects of the cards as well, because that's going to give you a fuller picture around relationships with yourself, relationships with others, relationships with other parts of your human experience. So let's dive straight in. So we've got money alchemy. So we have our relationship with money. So if you've picked card one, this week, you have got the perfect time and opportunity to look at your money connection, your money relationship. As I say, we've got this amazing full moon in Aquarius. Aquarius gets you to think about out of the box. It's the element of air that connects with Aquarius. We're in the age of Aquarius. It's really kind of like out there thinking. It's not being confined by the patriarch and the rules. It's the rebel. It's speaking authentically. It's being in our truth. That's all the beautiful aspects that Aquarius brings with us. And so money alchemy, the alchemist, is there kind of playing with money, looking at ways to create money where maybe people can't see that there's an opportunity to connect in with money. The alchemist, the money alchemist, can do that. So essentially for me, this is a relationship to money. So how is your relationship with money? That's the thing that I want you to really look at and connect in with this week. What are your money beliefs? What are your money wounds? What are your money stories? What is your money conditioning? Use the full moon. And if you want an Akashic Record full moon masterclass, I have one of those as well, with 50% off discount. So let me know if you want that code. And what is your relationship like with money? Because you've got this opportunity with a full moon to release anything that may be holding you back or keeping you stuck in a certain perspective, or maybe with a money vow or something like that. So there's always some things that we can do to shift our energy so that we are in more free flow, to have more of an open, more honest, empowered relationship with money. What I also got with this card was when I looked at this, I was kind of like, obviously I can see the smoke. So the words that came to me is smoke and mirrors. And these are the types of little things that we'll be talking about in the certification in terms of how you connecting with the cards, if it's symbology, if it's words. So I got smoke and mirrors. So it's also just being mindful whether you are placing your own smoke and mirrors around money to kind of keep you small, to not see those opportunities that will be there, or keep you stuck in a job or in a situation that is smoke and mirrors. It's not real, it's an illusion. Or are you being given smoke and mirrors because people don't want to see the truth around perhaps their behavior with money? And that obviously could be partners, it could be family, and they're trying to hide stuff because maybe they're spending too much money than, that they don't have. Who knows? But smoke and mirrors is the phrase that I got. So that isn't just, that's just being mindful where perhaps you are placing yourself in smoke and mirrors and in your own illusion around money, and believing perhaps that you can never get past a certain level of money, or that you're not worthy of receiving large sums of money, all this type of stuff. Or are there people around you that are creating smoke and mirrors around money, finances, and wealth? So that's kind of one message. But also what I also got with this is just look at your money connection, but also if there's anything that is leaking money. So where we can kind of bolster up, we can shift our money around, perhaps let go of subscriptions that are no longer kind of like being used. Can we be a bit more savvy with our money so that it feels empowered? So we're placing that money in a way, in a place, with a person, spending it on the stuff that feels good, that there's a really beautiful return on energy for us. So it feels empowered. We don't feel obliged to pay that thing. Of course, we have bills and we have duties, but we're still going to be getting something back in the exchange for that. So money alchemy is your first connection to relationships, your relationship to money. So that's a focus if you pick card 1. I'd encourage you to listen to the cards as well. And of course, if you want to go deeper with your own one-to-one session, we can do that. Or as I say, you may want to just get your own deck of cards. You may want to think about the certification. Lots of different ways that you can use the Akashic Records and empower yourself to move yourself forward. Nobody has to stay stuck. It's a choice. Okay, so card 2. Funny because we have a money theme in here, but it's not about the money. This is not about the money. The relationship is with joy. It's with happiness. It's with you just feeling carefree. Now, I know some of us are not in that space, and it's kind of like, Marina, look outside, look at the TV, what's going on? It's lots of unrest, unease, fear, lots of really hurtful things happening. There absolutely is, and we can't ignore that. But what we can do is continue to share our light, to continue to bolster our light, so that we can still take that our light in terms of our experience, maybe our wisdom, maybe our healing gifts, our positivity. That is where we can create a kind of a neutralizer. It's where we can tip the planet into light, or continue to keep tipping the planet into light. So if rather than kind of getting really caught up, which is easy to get caught up, it's recognizing where we have maybe a responsibility to not get caught up. Of course, we can empathize, sympathize for sure, but being in a place where our light is being dimmed, and we start to feel hopeless, and the world is helpless, and all of this type of stuff is not going to help shift humanity and the collective. So your relationship to joy, your relationship to happiness is really key this week. So this is, again, an invitation for you to look at what are the things, what are the activities, what are the 5 top activities or 3 top activities that if I was having an off day, and it's okay, it's perfect to have an off day, off hour, off 20 minutes. But when we're there for weeks and months on end, then we need to look at that. We definitely need to look at that. A couple of days for me, it's kind of like, okay, what's going on here? You know, up and down through the day for sure, but not prolonged generally. So what are the things that can shift your energy, shift your mindset, shift the stagnant energy, the stuck energy, the limiting beliefs, the negative narratives, whatever it might be? What are those things that get you moving, that get you into a place of even neutrality? It doesn't have to be in a place of joy, because that might be too far of a stretch in terms of your bandwidth, depending on where you are starting from. But if you can get to a place of neutrality and a place of acceptance, a place of, okay, I'm okay, that's brilliant. So what are the things that bring this sense of joy? The focus isn't on the money. The focus is on your relationship to your ability to feel and experience joy, happiness, fulfillment, contentment. Any of these beautiful words that you can kind of sense as you see this female, male, don't matter, just dancing around. She's discarded the shackles. The shackles have naturally come off because she's not thinking about the money. She's not thinking about, how am I going to do this? How am I going to be supported? She's not caught up in these things. She's just in the moment. She may go back to those, but she's in the moment of just being allowing herself, giving herself permission to just be in the movement of dancing. And that's what is bringing her joy and happiness. And the byproduct is then the abundance comes in. And that can be anything. It can be health. It can be this fleeting moment, or even longer, of contentment and seems just something really beautiful outside, or a synchronicity, or a butterfly, or, you know, whatever your signs are, you just get that little acknowledgement as well. So this is your relationship to joy and happiness, even neutrality, depending on where you are at the moment in your experience. So what's that relationship, and how can you bolster that? How can you do more of those things that just bring that sense of joy, happiness, neutrality? And are you doing enough of them? Are you doing enough of them? Are you actively, consciously reminding yourself, okay, I'm feeling like this. Is this energy mine? If it's not mine, I'm going to go and dance it away. I'm going to clear it off. I'm going to send it back to the light. I'm going to use the violet flame of Saint Germain to cleanse my field. Or if it is mine, then I'm acknowledging that I'm feeling like that. But I'm also just going to have a little dance. I'm going to feel like that. I'm going to do a dance. I'm going to move my body. I'm going to go for a walk. Just see if it just kind of clears anything through for me. Maybe I'll get a little bit of wisdom. Maybe I get an idea, or maybe I get a different perspective on something that just helps shift something within myself or in my energy, whatever. So your relationship to yourself around happiness and joy, that feeling, that sense, the activity that supports you to be in that frequency. That's your relationship connection there. Let me know how that's landing. And of course, if you need any further support, let me know. So relationship to money, relationship to self in terms of happiness and joy. It's a state, it's a way of being. Then we've got your relationship to your soul. Soul alignment. So this is connection to your inner self. So that's spiritual side of yourself. And so for some of us, we're kind of very at the beginning of the journey. For some of us, we're kind of well down the path. And, you know, we're on that trodden pathway. It's perhaps like a highway now, a motorway. But we still have to, we're still doing the work, we're still doing the alignment, and we're still doing these connections with our soul. And sometimes what we can find is that we, life pulls us in a direction, family pull us in a direction, our career, our work. And so we feel that we're losing that side of us, that the 3D problems and circumstances means that we can't do the spiritual practices. We can't do the routines. We can't have that time to just sit with ourselves. So this card is saying this week, is there a way that you can start to pull that back in, or maybe deepen that particular practice or connection to your guides? It might be that there's also something here that is inviting you to, do a little bit of training with it as well. So soul alignment. So it's sitting with yourself. It's that relationship to self, relationship to soul, potentially relationship to your guides as well. But for me, it feels more the spiritual self, the higher self, your higher consciousness, maybe your monadic self, your oversoul. They're all aspects of us. Even your shadow potentially could come into here as well. But this is about soul alignment. So it's feeling more connected to your intuition and that soulful aspect, the spiritual aspect of you. So how are you, what is your relationship like with your spiritual self? Do you allow time to sit with that aspect of yourself, with your heart? Or are you always in your head? I'm really not, nearly knocked my glasses off. Or are you always in your head? So this is really kind of inviting you to just look at your relationship with your soul, relationship with yourself, your soulful self, your conscious self. And do you need to just connect a little bit more this week? Do you need to stop making excuses to why you haven't got time? Because we can do the soulful self whilst we go out for a walk in nature with the dog. And I just set the intention, okay, whilst I'm doing this, and I'm with nature, which is just really spiritual space anyway, I'm also setting the intention to connect with my soulful self and just allow my higher self to step forward and be with me. And almost imagine that your higher self is walking with you and you can have a conversation with them. Okay, what do I most need to know at this time? Or I've got this issue, I've got this challenge, not got the clarity around it. I'm not sure about this decision. Is there anything that perhaps you can share with me? Anything that maybe I'm not aware of, or maybe focus on this? Just pretend you've got your higher self stood beside you going for that walk. Or if you're sitting in having 5 minutes, lighting a candle, imagine your higher self is sat opposite you, maybe holding hands. Just imagine if you're visual, I'm not visual, use your imagination, or just know that your higher self is there. But you may want to just actually pretend that you're holding the hands. It just helps to bring it to life a little bit more, brings more intentionality to it. So how can you bolster your relationship with your soulful self? And you'll be surprised at what comes through, and that will inspire you to do it more, which is beautiful. That in itself is really expansive. It just opens up connections. It opens up different parts of your Akashic records, because you're intentionally making time, making space to nurture that relationship. So relationships is the main topic and so the bonus card is kind of I suppose an action, something to be mindful of that can support all of the 3 relationship themes that we've looked at, but it can also support relationships with others as well. And this is a repeater card in the same position from last week. It's transforming fears again. So what fears do you have about relationships? As I say, it could be relationships to others, could be a relationship to yourself, and therefore we can go a little bit deeper. Is it mindset? Is it about expanding into something, new identity? Is it habits? Wanting to break an addiction of some kind? And what fears are coming up around the reasons why you can't do this, reasons why I can't leave, the reasons why I can't change jobs. What things are coming up? And they may not be, generally they're not going to be those big things. They're going to be tiny little things that we still keep ourselves stuck in the karmic loop of, because we've created some like ridiculous fear around it. So we have the invitation this week to transform those fears. The quickest way to transform the fear is to realize the fear is there. Say hello to it. Acknowledge that the fear is there. I can see you. I know that I have fear around this. This has given me uncomfortableness. This has given me discomfort. This has given me resistance. So I know there's a fear of some kind that's connected to this. So what is that fear? So it might be that you've got to ask a few more questions around what this means, what it feels like, what the fear possibly could be. Is it your fear, or is it somebody else's projected fear that you've taken on board? And actually, when you think about it, it's like, actually, I don't fear that at all. That's somebody else's fear that I've just taken on and thought it was the normal thing to do, normal way to be. So go deeper with the fear and just shine the light on it. We've got the full moon. So we've got this perfect time to shine the light and do the release work around the fears and transform them back into the light. And therefore, your relationships with whatever you want to elevate your relationships with, when we've not got the fear there, or we move through the fear, then we obviously deepen a connection. We create a new connection, new relationship with ourselves, with others, with whatever it is. Could be money, could be wealth, could be mindset. So transforming fears. So they are the messages for this week. Do let me know how you find those. If you want the code for the Full Moon Akashic Masterclass, which has got 50% off it until the 21st, let me know and I'll drop that in the code. I'll drop the code below and the link below. And you got 50% off. And if you want to find out more about the Akashic Oracle certification, it's going to be a fully accredited course. It starts in October, by the way, 10th of October, 1010 portal. Then let me know. The early bird is on until the 9th of September. Okay, so love and blessings, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time and your energy, and have a beautiful week. Bye.